Hello. I don't think anyone's here. I think I'm talking into the void. But while I wait for people to show up, I guess I'll just draw whatever I feel like drawing. This layer is for selecting a random color. If we get a little crowd of people going, I'll pick a random color, and then I'll do a screen full of things that fit that color. Characters, animals, foods, whatever fits the random color. I was thinking of doing, where is it? The thing on TikTok they do where they do the liquify to pick a color like that. Ooh, ah. And then that would be the color I have to do a whole thing of. So I might do that. But while I wait for a few people to come in, let me just do a random layer of whatever I feel like doodling. Let's just pick a color. Just sketch a bit. Wait for people to come on in. It is a Saturday, so it'll probably be just like 3 people. That's how it is. That's what I get for not streaming on Friday like I wanted to, and then just didn't. That's what I deserve. Actually, let's make this color something darker, just to get that creepy lighting off my face. There we go, beautiful. Just a nice neutral. Let me just doodle something. I'm not sure what. Let me pull up. I would love to draw a Neopet, but which one? Maybe an Aisha. Aisha. Thank you for the hearts. Aisha. If I just type in Aisha, it's just like some random actress named Aisha. You deserve. Thank you. Thank you, audience of 1. Thank you. I appreciate it. Do you have any requests? Let's see. Let me just doodle something to warm up. I haven't drawn that much today, only a little bit. So let's just warm up the old pencil. And Aisha. I don't know. I've heard it said a few different ways. I used to say, what did I say when I was a kid? I said Aisha or Aisha. I think it's Aisha. Aisha. I could do a baby Aisha. That'd be cute. I've drawn that somewhat recently. 2, you're here too? Hello. How are you doing? You don't play Neopets? Well, tough, because I do. Why, do you have a favorite animal you want me to draw? I'm just drawing whatever. Just warm up sketch. This is easy for me. This is nothing to me. I could do this with my hands tied behind my back. You were just thinking about Grundos Cafe last night. It's poppin'. I got a few trophies recently because it's easier to get game trophies on there than actual Neopets because there's fewer players and fewer competition. So I've been racking up the game trophies. I got one for Hassy Bounce. I got one for Advert Attack. You're here. Hello. Just doing a little doodle real quick, just to warm up. I don't think I'm gonna finish this or color it. I'm just warming up the old pencil. I think we're gonna do a random color thing. I'll demonstrate in a moment here. I see all these like random color picker things on TikTok, and I thought that might be kind of cute to do something with that. Just a happy little Aisha. If you haven't played in a long time, there's a lot of new colors and new games and stuff. It's pretty fun. I play every day because I'm addicted, but one of these streams I'm just going to do a random weekday stream, and I'm just going to stream me playing Grundos Cafe, which is the fan recreation of retro old school Neopets that I love and I'm obsessed with. It's like the only game that I play every single day. There's my little sketch of an Aisha. We can get rid of that though. Alright. So here was the idea. Is I've seen all these like random color picker things. Sometimes it's like a full character drawn and then each section you go in and do this and zoom into a random pixel and then here's your color, right? So I could do like, on a new layer, I draw some kind of character. Maybe I have this Aisha, right? And then say, okay, well, here's the color I'm going to use for the Aisha. Let's see. It's like, okay, I guess we're gonna do blue. So now this is a blue Aisha, so I'd color pick that color, and that's, you know, I could do something like that. Or what I was thinking was, oh, any new holiday brushes? I'll think about it. Hold on. Or I could do my initial idea was just pick a random color like this, and then just do a whole canvas of things that match that color. So you get a nice green. I'll do a bunch of characters, foods, and plants and things that match the color. That was an idea I had that's a little bit different than the TikTok trend of picking a color for an existing character. So I think I might start with that, and we'll see how it goes. But let me pick a random color for real instead of demonstrating it. And Aisha is a Neopet. Neopets was huge back in the early 2000s. It's a virtual pet game site. Neopets.com still exists, but the current version of the site's kind of broken and has a lot of problems, and it's not what it used to be. So there's a recreation of old school Neopets called Grundos Cafe, which I just call Neopets for short because Grundos Cafe isn't a great name. But retro virtual pet game around when like Webkins was really poppin' and like Club Penguin and stuff like that. So I'm an old person, so Neopets was very special to me, and I still play it every day. All right, Liquify. Let's pick a color for real. Yeah, and Aisha is just a Neopet. It's a species of Neopet. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna pick a random color, and we're gonna do a whole canvas full of things that match that color. What do we got? Is this orange? Ooh, it's like a pale orange yellow. Okay, we could work with this. All right, let's do that. Let me select this color, actually. Copy. And then undo that so I can keep that color picker layer for something else. And let's just paste that blob of color up here. It's a very muted yellow. It kind of matches the stream starting soon screen. And we could also do a secondary accent color if this is like kind of dull. So we could do that. But let's start with this as like this muted yellow and see what we can do with it. We can do maybe, it's like a muted SpongeBob yellow. How did you get 75 XP? I have no idea. I do not know how the XP works. I don't know how the crowns or whatever work. Your guess is as good as mine. Okay, muted yellow. What can we think of that would match this? Let me just start sketching things with a darker brush. Okay, let me pull up that color. It's it's yellow, but it's muted. So anything that's yellow, it's just gonna look a little darker. Or we could re-roll for a new color if nobody's feeling it. I'm just trying to think. Let me do a sketch of SpongeBob real quick and see. Or we could increase the saturation to make it a true yellow. So it's semi-cheating. It's semi-cheating, but not fully cheating. Might do that, because then we can just lean into yellow, because there's a lot of cartoon characters and things that are yellow. Okay, I might do that. Let's copy, duplicate this layer. We're going to bump up the saturation just enough to make it a viable yellow. I think that's good. How does it look on OBS? That doesn't look too bad. That's definitely a more suitable yellow for a SpongeBob. I have not seen the teaser for Toy Story 5. I've seen the picture of the learning lily pad thing that's supposed to be the villain. I have seen that, but I haven't seen the teaser yet. Alright, I think this color suits a SpongeBob, so let's get a SpongeBob in here. And we'll do it in my style, I guess. It won't be super on model accurate to the show, but I've done a SpongeBob a while ago. I don't think it's in this folder. Is it? Where's that SpongeBob at? Oh, there he is. I did this SpongeBob forever ago, and I thought this turned out really well from the Rock Bottom episode. This was bad. I was on a kick of drawing something like this every single day, and I lasted, as you can see, like a week before I gave up, so... It's such a greenish yellow, though. He kind of looks like the SpongeBob with the suds a little bit, because it's kind of like greenish. It should have ended it. I agree. It should have ended at Toy Story 3. You know what? We're going to work with this sickly green and see what greenish yellow and see what we can do. I want to make a nice cute Bob. We could do a minion. We could do, I don't know. I'm thinking yellow. What else is yellow? Every villain is lemons. SpongeBob looked completely different back when it first came on. Yeah, he's totally gone through a total transformation of shape and style over the years. I'm partial to the early seasons of SpongeBob, again, because I'm an old person, so I'm a bit nostalgic and maybe rose-colored glasses, but I'll always be fond of the first, 2-3 seasons of SpongeBob. That was my jam. And that stuff's still funny today. As a grown 35-year-old woman, it's still funny. The animation's great. The backgrounds are absolutely beautiful, hand-painted. Some beautiful work on early SpongeBob. They're tackling the problem with technology affecting kids. Yeah, it's an interesting villain to have for the new Toy Story. If they're gonna keep making new Toy Story movies, at least sneak a good message in there about limiting screen time for kids or whatever. I say on a live stream on a computer, but semi-educational content, I guess. It's somebody drawing. It's not, what's the TikTok thing of, it's kind of old, they don't really do this anymore, but half the screen is a slime video or Subway Surfers, and half of it's just some pointless content. There's kind of a point to this, I guess. It's somebody being creative. It has some purpose. A baby chick or a little ducky? Aw. Yeah, the little corn pops in Ocarina of Time when you have that mask that makes them follow you. Do 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 do. I still remember that. I love how we have such strong memories of that game, but all we ever did was just keep renting it from the video store and we never beat it. I've never to this day beaten Majora's Mask. The SpongeBob series was meant to only have 1 to 2 seasons and then end with the movie. Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, I'm glad it kept going. There's some really great episodes after those first couple seasons. I haven't seen it in years because I do not have a television and I'm not a child, but I'm sure there's some great episodes that have been made since. Not that you have to be a child to watch cartoons, but I just don't. I don't have the attention span for it. The last cartoon show I sat and watched was Steven Universe, and that was, 2014, 2015? So it's been a while. I've been screen timed by TikTok. I have no attention span for TV anymore. It's Better Call Saul is the last thing I sat and watched beginning to end, I think. The Sopranos, That's what you saw from a short on YouTube. I'll have to check out the teaser for Toy Story 5. I haven't been into Pixar Disney movies in a hot minute either. I think the last one I saw was Coco. That was how many years ago now? That must have been 2018, 2017? No, I've seen... I saw Frozen 2. Did not like it. Did not like it. I saw Wreck-It Ralph 2 on a train in Spain. They were playing it as a in-flight movie, but for trains. And in Spanish. So I really didn't know what was going on, but I've heard that movie's bad, so I don't think I missed anything. How nice the trains are in Spain, though, that they have some movie playing. You're not going to get that in Chicago on the trains, I'll tell you that much. You're going to be knowing Toy Story 5 fails their message with technology. Yeah, if it for some reason it's telling the kids oh yeah, your tablet is just as good as your other toys. I don't think they're going to go that route. I think it's going to be well, this thing does the imagination for you, so it removes all the life from having toys and imagining things for them to do, I think that's probably how they're going to go for it, but I'm not a writer at Pixar, what do I know? Elio deserves more love. Oh, Elio Elio, I don't know how to pronounce it. I know what you're talking about, the newer Disney Pixar. I haven't seen it. I don't know anything about it except that it underperformed and people were saying it was a shame. It looked cute from the stills, but I don't know much about it. I'm trying to think of the last Disney Pixar I saw in theaters. I think Monsters University. Way back when I lived in Philly briefly. Which that was an interesting message for a Disney Pixar movie, because like it wasn't the ultimate point of the movie, but it kind of was also, that like you don't need to go to college to like do what you want to do with your life. That was kind of the message of the movie. I was like, bold choice. And I agree. I mean, I don't want to not promote college to people that want to go to college and further their education. I think it's a good thing, but I'll just say this. I regret going to college, me personally. Pick the right school, pick the right programs with great instructors, do some networking, and it'll be worth it. But otherwise, you can teach yourself a lot. The internet has a lot of free and affordable resources if you're into art. Now, if you're getting into the medical field, go to college, please. But if you want to draw cartoons all day like me, you don't necessarily need it. I thought that was a bold message for an animated movie. I don't know what I'm doing with his arms and legs right now. Let me plan this out. I kind of want to do like the I'm ready. Let me look up SpongeBob I'm ready. I'm ready. His arms are a little square in the I'm ready kind of run. Though I am going for a bit rounder of a look, so maybe we'll do a slightly rounder version of the... Because the ref I'm looking at, his arms are like this, and his legs are like that. We're going to go a little rounder, I think. The same idea. And we'll do a little Chicky. And we'll do a Minion. This is backwards, isn't it? Why am I having so much trouble? I'm looking at the wrong ref. That's what I'm doing. I'm just mindlessly copying what I see instead of thinking about how the hand should look. Here, let me pull this up, actually. It's a good message in the movie of Monsters University, because it's true, because sometimes you're not able to do something you want to do to something you don't have to, so you have to adjust. Yeah, they pivoted, they figured things out regardless. They dealt with the curveball that was thrown their way. I thought it was a good movie. I expected nothing. It's a Pixar sequel. It's not necessarily going to be good, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Yeah, this is the wrong side of the body for this. I'm like, wait, that thumb is backwards. Okay. Straight up backwards hand. Ignore that. I was just mindlessly copying what was on the screen instead of thinking. Don't do that. Ref is good, but you have to use your brain. At least I knew it was wrong, which was something I've been practicing in singing lessons. I've been learning how to harmonize, because I always thought that was like magic, when people can just listen to a song and harmonize on the spot. How do they have the ear for that, you know? So I'm training my ear to be able to harmonize in real time, and it's tough. Like I can figure out, okay, if this is the starting note, here's, you know, the third and the fifth either below or above it, that would be the harmony. But I have to sit and do like every note in my head, like counting on my fingers, basically, instead of being able to just listen and know what the harmony would be. So I'm working on it. But the point is, I can hear when it's wrong. If I'm trying to do a note, I can hear if it's flat or sharp or not the right note. And the teacher was like, knowing that you're not right is as important as being right. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Same with drawing. If you just know something's off, even if you don't know how to fix it, that's a skill as well. It's just knowing it's not what it should be. These legs in the reference here are really skinny. I think I'm gonna thicken them up a little bit. I'm making a very squishy SpongeBob. And this shoe, I think this shoe should be a little bit smaller. I think this end of it, there we go. Fun fact though, my leg guy actually has a family, a job, and a name. I don't know his name, but I know it. I thought you meant the actor for a second. I'm like, well, yeah, he has a name. But the character, the my leg guy, my leg. Love that guy. It was always fun to hear the my leg that was in literally almost every episode, especially those first couple seasons. He made quite a fair number of appearances. This leg strutting out is like not doing it for me. I think maybe if I have it bent the other way, like it's really pushed forward, like that, maybe. And I'm like 100% sure I've told this story on stream before, but I think about it all the time when I'm drawing cartoons. There was this, on DeviantArt of all places, there was a storyboard artist from SpongeBob, early seasons of SpongeBob, and he uploaded his like guide to doing storyboards and things like that, because this was back when I thought I might want to be a storyboard artist. And I didn't go that route, but I got a valuable piece of information that I remember always, where it was this drawing of SpongeBob, and he's handing over a present to someone, like a box, and it was like his normal arm length, right? And he said, the other characters on the other side of the screen, what you can do is have SpongeBob exaggerate and stretch his arm out like this, longer than it actually is. And the caption said something like, "It's okay, I'm a cartoon, my arms don't hurt." It's like, it's okay to stretch things for a visual impact, comedic impact, whatever, because it's a cartoon. It's like, I promise it doesn't hurt. It's okay to stretch them out. But I think about that all the time when I exaggerate stuff, even if it's not technically correct or on model. It's okay, because it's cartoon. That being said, I think this hand is a little big. Make his hand a little smaller. Same with the other one. I think that works. Okay, now my idea with this is the My Leg guy is your favorite. I love Glorden, is my favorite character in the Elio movie. What's Glorden's deal? What's the general gist of Elio? Am I saying that right? Elio or Elio? Without spoilers for anybody who's listening who would like to go see it. And I might see it one of these days. Does anyone know what the movie Strange World is? Probably not, because Disney never... No, I'm not familiar with Strange World. What I'm thinking of doing for as far as this color thing is outlining everything with just a darker version of the base color, and using only yellows that are also complementary, like the same shade. So we get a nice monochromatic thing going. It is kind of a not so nice yellowy green, but you know what? I could even make this, let's see. If I make it a little bit darker and then tint it a little bit more orange, that makes it a little nicer. Make it, yeah, a little bit more orange and a little bit darker. That's a nicer color. It's a little warmer. I'm bending the rules of my own self-imposed challenge to make a nicer color. I think I'll keep it just monochromatic line art like this to keep it simple and be able to fill up a canvas, because I'd like to do a second color tonight as well. I think that'd be fun. Maybe I'll do a canvas that's like 2 colors, like a main color and an accent color. Limited color palette. I'll think of things to do with this random color thing. This is kind of an experiment. Though next week I don't think I'll be streaming because I have a friend visiting from out of town. So I'll have time to think on it and actually catch up with posting all the old stuff that I've drawn on stream that I have not posted to that Instagram account that I started specifically for stream stuff. I at least posted a couple things on there, so I haven't been totally slacking. Elio is a boy who wants to get abducted by aliens, so he goes to space and pretends to be the leader of Earth and makes friends with Glorden, who's the son of the villain. He has to stop the villain from destroying the Comniverse. Interesting. I like the idea of a kid that wants to be abducted by aliens. I think that's cute. It's a cute premise. Is he like a wannabe... Not a paranormal investigator, but like an alien researcher. Like a UFO a ufologist, whatever the term is. I was thinking of Dib from Invader Zim, but that was more like he wasn't so much like excited about aliens as like viewed them as a threat and was scared of them. So it's kind of a different vibe. I saw the other day it was Jonan Vasquez's 51st birthday, creator of Invader Zim. Happy belated birthday, Jonan Vasquez. Loved that show. I like felt my frontal lobe develop the first time I saw Invader Zim as a kid. Like I still remember watching the pilot episode, crystal clear, core memory. The Communiverse is basically the community of aliens. Also, Elio's only a kid. I've seen the stills. Like I have a vague idea of what the kid looks like, but I have not seen the movie. Okay, we're gonna fill this whole background with this color because we don't need to see all this noise, literal visual noise. We don't need that. Let's get this yellow. We'll make SpongeBob kind of like the main man in this whole thing, and then I'll build around him some rough sketches, and we'll figure out a composition that looks cute around him. I could even do some bubbles and starfish shapes, or you know, the flowers, the bikini bottom flowers like that, to like fill up the gaps. We'll do something. We'll work some magic. This is a nice yellow SpongeBob though. And then maybe next time I do a stream, we can do that thing where it's like draw a character and then pick a random color for each section of the character and work with that. So like the hair is going to be pink, the skin's going to be blue, that kind of thing. I think that would be fun. Try and make it work and not look horrible. I've seen a few of those on TikTok. And people do a good job with them. They get the most random colors and they somehow bring it all together. It's kind of like Lilo and Stitch, but reverse. Can we add both Glorden from Elio and Splat from Strange? I'll Google them, and if they fit and they're yellow, or yellowy green, or would look cool on the canvas. I'll do some Googling here in a sec. I'm just finishing the outline of SpongeBob before we move on to another yellow thing. Get those freckles in there. Does he have eyebrows? I don't think so. He certainly doesn't now, so. Get those big beautiful teeth in. I think that does it for a happy Bob here. Look at him strut. This shoe is throwing me off. I think it needs to be like skinnier. This way. There we go. Oh, yeah. For the suggestions list. Yeah, let me add them to the list actually while I'm sitting here. There's the list. I'll add them to the random list right now. Glorden, Elio, Splat, Strange, World. Added to the list for the next time I'm picking a random one. But if you know anybody yellow, throw them at me. You can do the yellow M&M. I'm just like racking my brain for yellow, which I thought would be the easiest character. Tweety Bird. I don't know. We're going to put SpongeBob over here. He's not going to be in the dead center, but he's going to be the centerpiece. Big old Bob here. All right. We'll lower the opacity just so I can think. I don't even need to. He's right there. He's parked there. Let's do some brainstorming. If I do a happy little chick, let me Google how they looked. Majora's Mask chick. It's going to be just a little ball with an eyeball on it. But literally. Oh, Pikachu. Duh. Hello. The most famous cartoon character probably of all time. Aside from SpongeBob. Hello. Pikachu. Duh. Alright, if I put a Pikachu over here. I'll figure out the exact pose in a bit, but I'm just trying to figure out where to place everybody. If I do a Pika here, maybe his tail goes here, and then maybe some bubbles just to fill up the space, or one of these like Bikini Bottom flowers to fill up some space. We could do some lightning bolts coming off of Pikachu that would be yellow. Over here, we could do the little chicken corn pops. Oh yeah, Woodstock. I could do another Woodstock. I'll do like 3 of these little chickens just because they're cute. I'll do little teeny weeny feet too. Just little sticks just because it's cute. One with his little eyes closed. Teeny little wing. And then one with this little beak open. Just for fun. They're not like famous cartoon characters or anything, but I want to draw some teeny little chickens. And just throw them some baby chicks. I was a little sad today because there was like this neighborhood block party thing going on, and I found out like 1 minute too late that there was this like tumble team doing like gymnastic stuff like around the corner from me. My roommate texted about it too, like so and so tumble team is at whatever this intersection, and I just missed it by the time I got out there on my walk. I was like, dang. But there was like music and all kinds of other stuff happening. Gummy Goo from Amazing Digital Circus, but he's also green. I'll look him up. Let's see, Gummy Goo. Ooh, Fluttershy too. Yeah, he's more green than yellow, or it's like a 50-50 split. I tell you what, if I do a 2-color pick and I get green and yellow, or green and orange, like a light orange, I'll do a Gummy Goo. I think that would work. Fluttershy is mostly yellow, so let's do her. Let me throw... Alright, if I got a Pikachu up here... And I gotta fit a minion in somewhere, too. I'm gonna get rid of this stuff for right now, this filler stuff. That can be last minute filler. Maybe move SpongeBob down. Making a pleasing composition to my eyeballs. We'll do a Pikachu over here. Maybe move all this over like that. Move all this over a smidge. And we'll do a Fluttershy. There's her big old hair, her hooves. Maybe I'll do Fluttershy. No, I want to do Pikachu the biggest because he is the most well-known yellow character. We'll do a little, I don't know, really rough doodle up here. Fluttershy can fit up there somewhere. Her tail's kind of long, but we'll cut it off short so it doesn't run into SpongeBob. Up there somewhere, we'll do, let me Google, Minion. We'll just do a little guy holding a banana or something. We'll do maybe the one-eyed one. Yeah, there's like a one-eyed one. I don't know anything about Despicable Me, but I know Minions, so. Minion, and he's hugging a banana, maybe. I don't know. Throw a Minion up there. And then, who's this other character? Slow Celine from Garten of Banban. Slow Garten of Banban. Yeah, that's orange. Now, the first image is very cute and cartoony, and then the rest are a little bit creepier. So I think I'll do something in the middle. I kind of like the one with the gigantic eyes and like 4 teeth showing. I think that's like a good in-between between creepy and cute. All the ones with all the teeth are like upsetting, which I know is the point. I know it's like a horror game, but I kind of like the one I'm looking at where the pupils are absolutely gigantic and it's got like 6 teeth showing. So we'll throw that down here. Here's a little shell. Some eyes. We'll cutify it Because that's what we do here. We make things cute. It's got like 6 or 7 teeth showing like that. There we go. I think that would fit in the bottom right actually, because it's almost like a right angle. So that fits perfectly there. And then we could just fill stuff like lightning bolts and bananas. We could do a banana up here, and then the minion could just be by himself, just waving hello or something. And get rid of the banana here. With the banana here, with the peel coming off. Just to fill up that space, and it also matches having a minion. Maybe I'll have him jumping up in the air or something. Pikachu can take up this whole area here, and there can be lightning bolts that fill up this space. I think we're onto something. I think this will be a nice full canvas of yellow. And then Fluttershy can just be Fluttershy. Maybe some hearts or something. What is Fluttershy's cutie mark? It's like butterflies, right? Yeah, it's little butterflies. So maybe we'll do some little yellow butterflies floating around just to fill up the little space up there. I think this is going to be a nice full yellow canvas. We're making something out of this kind of ugly shade of yellow here that I think will be cute. And all this is a little bit close to the edge of the canvas, so just gonna scooch in a little bit. Some more lightning just to fill up this space. Because lightning sparks can go pretty far, so I don't mind drawing them all the way out there. Though maybe... Alright, for SpongeBob, we'll fill up the area with Bikini Bottom flower. There we go. I figured it was just a squiggle with a circle in it, but we'll make them look nicer, but something like that. And then these chicks are just for my amusement and my sister's amusement. And fond memories of the chicks. We can put... Yeah, I wouldn't have known what the snail is unless you said. I'm aware of Garten of Banban, but like I don't play the games, so I couldn't name any of the characters. We could do... Where can these guys go? No, we'll keep them where they are, and then fit one of these flowers in here. This sketch looks real rough, but it'll get cleaned up. It'll look good, I promise. It's almost like a little trail like that. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe one a little bit smaller and then the other one's bigger to make it look less like a pathway. Just to fill up that negative space a bit, and then we'll do some bubbles. And then this little chunk of space still needs a little something something, which I could do some more lightning from Pikachu. But I kind of want to look up the snail. Celine Snail. It's your favorite mascot horror because it's literally what your brain does 24/7. Think of crazy scenarios and good stuff. And other crazy stuff. I was mixing it up with the other messages at good times. Now, does Garten of Banban have any like symbols that like a bubble, a star, a butterfly, things like that would I could fill up that space? If not, I'll just do some lightning bolts for Pikachu. I think lightning bolts would fill that space, but I'm just looking around at this here snail. I could do a little snail trail behind the character a little bit. That'll fill up some of the space. If there's like a little... Ooh, that would actually fill up the space. If I do like a little mucusy snail trail. That fills up the space well, actually. Do a little lightning bolt. Push this down a little bit to the bottom right. That's a nice full canvas right there. Catchphrase. I think we'll stick to images instead of words. I'm not opposed to words, but I like that it's all pictures currently. I think that's gonna work for me. Okay, so let's take these awful sketches and make them better. Let's start with Pikachu, because that's the biggest thing on the canvas. Pikachu cute jump. I want like a mid-air happy jumping Pikachu kind of thing. I could also do old school fat Pikachu, which is very cute, but yeah, I think the snail trail works. What's a good happy jumping Pikachu ref? No worries, I'll be working on this for a little while. We'll make it chubby and cute because it's my stream and I do kind of my own take on these characters. So we'll make everything nice and squishy. Happy mouth. Aw. I already like him. Let's find where the ears go. So we'll have the ears kind of go off this way so we have room for this banana up top still. Fill up this space with the ear a little bit. I like his fat little arms. So cute. We'll do one little foot kicked up in the air like so. One down here. Something like that. I want him to look jumping for joy. Welcome back. Alright, let's look at the tail. I think it's just 3 bumps. I know there's a difference between the male and female Pikachu tails. I think the female ones are like split at the end or something. It doesn't really matter, it's just a Pikachu. It doesn't have to be Ash's Pikachu, but I just can't remember what the difference was between the male and female Pikachu tails. Yellow has a bunch of famous cartoon characters, and then we got some baby chicks and a snail. Yeah, exactly. It's just whatever fits the moment. And for me, the moment was the baby chicks and Slow Celine down there. Nobody said it had to be all famous cartoon characters. Then we'll have a banana. I guess it's not totally random to have a banana because minions do be eating bananas. Alright. It's kind of a squished tail, which I don't hate, but I think we can lengthen it a little bit if we just make Pikachu a smidge smaller, move up. It'll fit the nice curve of that banana there. And then elongate. There we go. That's a little bit better. I don't mind the tail being kind of squished, but it was a little too squished. Just make it ziggy zaggy like that. Maybe even have the shape come down a little bit this way. I think that works. The male has the square tail and the female has the heart shape. That was it. It was like the end is like cut like that. I thought for some reason it had something to do with this little brown bit at the bottom here, but I think that's the same for both. A little bit of brown fur at the bottom of the tail. And then a couple stripes on the old Pikachu. Have the foot down here. Have it not run into the tail if possible. There we go. I think that works. Maybe even take the distort tool and just finagle it a little bit. Oh, I don't hate that. Move the snail trail around a little bit, but I don't hate that. Okay, cool. We'll move the snail trail a bit up here. Let me pull up that reference of Slow Celine. And I'm going to try to get this done at the half-hour mark so I can do one more color tonight instead of doing only yellow, since I won't be here next week. So I'm gonna speed run this. I got this. A lot of it's just gonna be outlining this sketch to make it look not so crummy. Just a lot of lightning filling up this area over here. I think that's okay though. I like the eyes being a little crossed and big like that. I think that works. It's already been... I know. Time flies. A lot of it was thinking and planning, really, instead of drawing. I guess I was drawing while I was planning it out, but you know what I mean. Time flies. I just heard my stomach growling. I'm like, how long's it been? Like, oh yeah. Banana... Easy peasy. I don't need to look up a reference. I know what a dang banana looks like. There we go. Now I'm second guessing myself. I'm like, do I know what a banana looks like? We'll do this part of the peel that's like visible, the inside of it. When you're used to Googling a reference image for everything, you second guess yourself and you're like, actually, have I ever seen a banana in my entire life? Maybe I haven't. I don't know. Banana up here. The minion. Let's do the minion next. Minion. Not Minior, which apparently is a Pokemon. Oh, Woodstock. Well, I drew him last week anyway. It's fine. I can throw him up really simple up here. Let's see. Let me Google Woodstock. I'll make a little mini Woodstock. Or not last week. I think 2 weeks ago. Woodstock bird. There we go. We'll throw him in at the top up here real quick. I like his happy little sleepy eyes. Squiggly mouth. We'll draw him floating above everyone up here. And his silly little feet. And his little tail. It's a very simple Woodstock, but he's there. I promise he's there. We might make the minions smaller to compensate. Oh, this is the wrong layer. Make this minion a little... Scooch him out of the way a little bit, and then we'll make a little room for old Woodstock here. Oop. There we go. Alright, minion. Did you put... I have not. That's my task for this week. I keep telling myself because I won't be streaming this next week, so I'll have a little time. I'm preparing for a friend to come visit next weekend, so... Minion... Who's the guy with the one eye, I guess? Minion Bob? No, Bob's the one with 2 eyes. I guess it doesn't matter, does it? They're all kind of wearing the same stuff. The one with the 2 eyes, the Bob one is pretty cute, though. Procrastination. Oh yeah, I'm a master at that. I don't need any excuse to procrastinate. I do it every day. I had one task to do today that was actually due today for a client, and I halfway finished it before stream, and I'm going to finish the rest after I eat a very late dinner after stream. That's where I'm at. Some days I'll sit and I'll work for like 10 straight hours, no breaks, and then like today I just didn't have it in me. I don't know. The joys of freelancing is you can get away with having lazy days in between the days where you just work nonstop. And today was a lazy day, but it's Saturday, you know? It's okay to be lazy on a Saturday. Everybody else is. It's fine. It's fine. Most of my clients do not expect me to deliver anything on a Saturday or Sunday, so it's cool. I have a few ticking deadlines for... I've taken on too much work lately. I have a few kids book projects, self-published kids book projects I've taken on, so it's juggling 3 of those currently. And one of them isn't in a rush. They're doing like, a page at a time or something like that when they can afford it. And then the other 2 are ongoing, and then I might have another book project coming up in October, so lots and lots of work, which is good, but it's a little much sometimes. It will catch up to me. I will have a series of like 3 or 4 days coming up here soon where I'm just like stuck to my computer drawing all day. But it's good because like 2-3 weeks ago I was saying it was slow. This is how it usually goes. I'll have a very slow period for a couple weeks and then it'll pick right back up. And I wish it was slow again. And then when it's slow, I wish I had work again. Such is the life of a freelancer. I've gotten better at enjoying the slow periods because I know it's not going to always be that slow. The minion should be looking at the banana. Ooh, good call. That actually makes a lot more sense. And he'll do the grabby hands at the banana. That makes a lot more sense. Thanks. It's a good idea. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking draw minion. I was on autopilot there for a second. We'll do some hands reaching out for the banana. I'll follow my own advice from earlier. Stretch the arms out a bit. It's 2 fingers and a thumb, so we'll do finger here, finger. Something like that, yeah. Okay, the thumb would be there. Big eyes, because it's excited to see the banana. He's running toward it with his stumpy little goofy minion feet. His goofy little boots. Maybe I'll put the leg behind him. Make him run a little bit more like SpongeBob. Yeah, that works. That works. I'll simplify the boot even. Make it look even stumpier and sillier. I think that works. Okay, there's a minion. Going for that banana. And then Fluttershy. Oh my gosh. Woo! Close that tab, close that tab. Close out Pikachu, close out SpongeBob. Fluttershy. There's this one reference of her floating. I like that. So we're gonna save that, flip it. Sometimes I get off stream and I have like 10 different screenshots of things. I have to go delete. Alright, that works. My face looks so pink today. I just had OBS. Like, I've had the screen covered for me for most of this to find reference pictures. Girl, look how pink you look. What is going on there? That's fine. I have a red face as is. Girl, look how orange you look. I get into fandoms through funny vids, shorts, animations, or other things I don't ever get into a show by looking for a show. It's an organic way to let things come to you. It piques your interest. It's a fun way to get into something too. I can't remember how I got into Steven Universe. I was really into it I was in college when that show started. Jeez, it was like 2012. Yeah, it was definitely before I graduated college because I remember watching it on the computer at my college. Back when I had the Cintiq 24 HD tablet. Interesting times. Turnip from Octonauts. Is she yellow? Or he yellow? Or just a generic request? Yes? Let's see if I can fit Turnip from Octonauts in there. Is Turnip yellow or is Turnip just a basic request? If Turnip's yellow, I will find room for Turnip. And then maybe the rest of the stream will be just refining this yellow
I wanted to get another color, but I also don't want to rush it for the sake of rushing if it's going to benefit from a little extra TLC on stream, you know? Fluttershy happily looking. I think he's yellow. Let me look up turnip. Let's get a look at turnip octonauts. Turnip the Vegemole. He is yellow. Aw. I mean, he's half yellow, half blue, but he's mostly yellow because his big old head is yellow. Okay, we can fit turnip in somewheres. Where can we fit in turnip? Let me think. Ooh, there's a big old spot over here. I can get rid of some of these lightning bolts. I can fit the little turnip in over here. Let's fit in turnip. He's got these silly little fin feet. I'll exaggerate his big old yellow head. I might scoot him down a little bit to make room for his like leafy hair. Scooch him down a bit. We're gonna get rid of this. Clear up that space a bit. And then do one of the stalks here. Is losing it. It's not turnip, it's tunip. It's tunip? Oh, she's right. I mean, he does look like a turnip. I was just being silly. It's tunip. Am I saying that right, or is it tunip? Tunip. Sorry, Bean. I got it wrong. He does look like a turnip, though, to be fair. He is shaped an awful lot like a turnip. You can see my confusion. She's cracking up. Good. Tunip. She is smarter than me, so it's to be expected that she would get it right. She's smarter than most people I know, to be honest. Tunip. Not turnip. She says it's okay, good. All is forgiven. I mean, he's so cute and he's chubby like a little turnip. Alright, we'll get his eyes in. His little muzzle. Let's see. Let me zoom in on this picture of him. He's got a little bunny nose. You watched Brave last night for the first time and it was great. I still haven't seen Brave. All these years later, I have not seen it. I might check it out one of these days. I don't know why I haven't seen it. It came out around the time when I was still like actively watching Pixar movies to keep up with what they were doing too. I think that was before they merged with Disney as well. So I don't know why I haven't seen it. I think it was when they merged with Disney that I stopped paying attention. Because that was a just straight up Pixar movie, wasn't it? Or did I misremember that? I think that was one of the last they did under just Pixar before the merger. But I might be remembering that wrong. I'm going to bend his little body a little bit. And I kind of want to make him waving or something because he looks a little static. So maybe we'll have him wave a little bit with this flipper. And we'll squish his eyes up a little bit to make him look a little happier. There, I think he looks like a happy little fellow. Right, you finally figured it out. It's about time I finally got a clue. Thanks, Jillian. Alright. Tunip, the turnip-shaped friend from Octonauts. I'll put a little lightning bolt in there to fill that space. Alright, I think that looks okay. And now back to Fluttershy. Where did that picture go that I was looking at? There she is. There she is. Let's see if we can fit her in. There we go. At least the bodies of the My Little Ponies are very small, so I think she can fit in. Her head is pretty big compared to her body anyway. Do some wingies. Next time we do a color thing, I'll have to ask Jillian who her favorites are of the colors, because I'm sure she knows a lot more colorful characters than I do off the top of my head. She definitely watches more new cartoons than I do, so it makes sense. She would know a little bit more. Alright, get this other foot in. Stagger them a little bit so it's a little more graceful like that. It needs a little bit of neck showing. She looks like the head's like glued on, which we don't need. That's already so much better. Holy smokes, there we go. Much better. Another chubby little pony leg here. Then have a nice little... We'll have the tail just kind of fit in this little nook and cranny of where SpongeBob's curves are. Because that's visually pleasing to me, is that it fits. So let's do that. Okay, I think that works. It's aesthetically pleasing. It's like that, I think it's a subreddit where it's like satisfying, where like, I don't know, something you bought fits into something else you bought perfectly. It's satisfying content. It's not perfect though. I'm gonna exaggerate it just to make it fit. Something like that. And then we'll just do the 2 butterflies up here that match her cutie mark. I mean, she does have 3 on her body, but we'll put them where they're supposed to be anyway. Right here. 3 butterflies. Okay, I'll actually sketch them out properly when I get to it. Some sparkle in her eyes. Irises. Ooh, and I'll put a 3rd butterfly down here. That fills up that space perfectly. I'm a genius. Alright, there we go. Then... Alright, this is looking much better. The chicks are just... I'm just gonna define them with, like, fluff. They're just pure fluff. They're just balls of fuzz with little stick legs. There's not going to be anything to them. I like the closed eye one. Little wingy. Feeties. There we go. Then I have to redraw this all again to clean it up, but it does help. Sometimes you need 2 layers of sketches to figure things out. Sometimes more. Alright, and then a couple bubbles. Now to do... to trace them and make them look as nice as SpongeBob. Here we go. Then I might have time to actually do another color if I just actually trace this at lightning speed. It's just tracing, don't think. Just make the lines look good. You can do this. So I would like to start on another color. Maybe not do as many characters as this one, but we'll see. We'll see what inspiration strikes. And might put a pin in it and revisit it in the next stream, even if that's like 2 weeks out. We'll see what happens. We're going with the flow tonight, folks. Here I am getting caught up on the banana already. There we go. squiggly line wings. Grateful Woodstock is very simplistic. And his wings are just little scribbles. And so is his tail. It's just like 2 little scribbles. What a beautiful little guy he is. I think his body should be a smidge smaller. So we're going to... That's better. Beautiful. Oh, I did it with the wrong brush. Didn't I? Ah. I knew something was wrong. I was like, wait a second. All right. Ruining my record time pace for inking. All right. I'd wanted to get the nice dry ink. I was using the sketch brush. All right. Take 2. Focus. I knew I had something wrong. I was like, this doesn't feel like the right brush for the job. And it was not. After this drawing, could we see the other drawings we did last week so people... Yes, of course. Remind me if I forget, but that's a good idea. And I will, either tonight or throughout the span of... This banana is crazy looking. Throughout the span of the week, I will upload all the old stream stuff to that Instagram account that I've been meaning to do. I did make the account and post a couple things on it, but I have a backlog of stuff that needs to be posted, so that is this week's task. All right, you know what? We got to move on from the banana. The banana's just going to look crazy, and that's okay. It's literally the least important thing on this entire canvas, aside from like the stray bubbles by SpongeBob. It is not important. You can tell it's a banana. Getting the characters right is infinitely more important than the banana. I think the minion has some hairs on his head as well. We'll just sketch in real quick. Get these goggles in. Get his crazy eyes in. Ooh, this is the wrong brush as well. This eraser. There we go. I think Bob is bald, actually, this minion. It was the other one that has, like, the weird little hairs on his head. This guy doesn't. Good, it's one less thing to draw. Sorry for the dead air, I'm focused. I always watch it back and I was only quiet for like a second, but it feels like I've been silent for hours when I go silent and lock in. Chat, we gotta lock in. I'd like to do another color. Or start another color. Whoops. There. There we go. Get his little weird smile in. Some weird round teeth. Beautiful. We'll work our way down and around. I think that's how I'm going to approach it. Because Pikachu, I think, will be pretty easy. So we can knock him out last. Tunip here, not turnip. He's fairly simple as well. Tunip. It's kind of like tulip. His little bunny nose. Cute little muzzle. Making sure I didn't miss anything in the chat. Right. There's a Tunip. A Celine, Slow Celine. The character I had not heard of before this stream, but that fits in the canvas and the theme perfectly. We'll make the stalks a little weird looking as well. I think I did an okay job at adapting a creepy character into something kind of goofy and cute. Considering I know nothing about this game. Game series, rather. I'm just going to do a couple teeth like that. I'll leave the mouth not filled in. I think it looks better. Let's try it, actually. I'm going to leave it alone for right now. I can change my mind at the end if I'd like. Get a little sluggy body. Snaily shell. Beautiful. Get a little snail trail in here. Let's do these little corn pop chicks. Just some fuzz. Real simple. Beak, eye, stick leg, wing. Beautiful. Closed eye, beak, fuzz, wing, leg, eye, beak, fuzz, leg, wing. Beautiful. Get some of these in. Bikini bottom flowers. These are fun to draw, by the way. If you're ever bored and need to doodle something, the bikini bottom flowers are it. They're very satisfying. And they can kind of be whatever shape you feel like. Though that being said, I'm going to redo that one because that last little tendril was not it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's better. Some bubbles. And we'll do Fluttershy and then move into Pikachu. Last but not least. Fuzzy little babies. You should get a tattoo of those guys. Just a basic little minimalist chick tattoo. I love the one with the closed eye, actually. I just imagine him sleeping. I'm going to do some little Z's. He fell asleep while standing up. I like him. It reminds me of that little simple fish that I was thinking of having tattooed on me before I decided I don't actually want tattoos because I'd get sick of it in like 6 months. But I can live vicariously through you if you decide to get a simple tattoo. That's the primary thing stopping me from ever getting a tattoo is I know I'd hate it within 6 months and want it lasered off. I just know. I know myself. Hi, how we doing? My stomach is yelling at me. Should I have eaten before the stream? Maybe. Like I had lunch hours ago, but didn't cut it apparently. I never learned my lesson either. I should just have dinner before stream, but it feels like a reward to like eat a big meal after stream. But then it ruins the last hour of the stream because I'm just like thinking about what I'm going to eat. Might be some baked potatoes tonight. We'll see. Nice eye shine. You'll probably be the person who draws it, so you'll be involved when I do it. Yeah, if you want me to do a design for you, I will. A little chickie. Love the idea of having a sister's artwork on me every day. I would do the angelfish for you too if you wanted the little. I always thought it would be cute, like on my shoulder, to have this little, very simplistic little angelfish doing a kissy. This is a really horrible version of it, but like, you know, with a couple bubbles. I don't know. I think that would be cute. But I know I'd regret it as soon as I got it done. Like, what was I thinking? I'll draw it on stream one of these days. I'll draw a girl with fish tattoos so I can have the idea of it executed without actually having it done. Because I thought it would be cool to have a bunch of minimalist, like just basic line art fish all up and down the body that are like true to size, like tiny fish, guppies, and stuff like that. I think that would be a cool thing for somebody to have tattooed on. Was it going to be me getting it done? No, but someone should. Someone's got to do it. Guppies and angelfish and goldfish, pop-eyed goldfish, swimming all up and down the arms and legs. Alright, let's do a Pikachu to finish this off. That is super cute. Some boring lightning bolts to fill up the space. Maybe we'll just do one character in whatever color I pull next, and that'll be, because doing another one of these will take quite a bit of time. So we'll see what random color we get served and see what the inspiration is. Pikachu. That ear needs to connect to the head a little bit better. Like that. That makes more sense. There we go. It was a little wonky on the first pass. Fill in these. Oops. Like a punk rock mermaid. Aw, that'd be cute. She could be a mermaid that made a deal to become human like Ariel, but she wanted to get a bunch of tats. Or you know what, mermaids doing mermaid tattoos under the sea. Could do like a cool punk rock tattoo mermaid artist giving another mermaid some tattoos of fishies. That'd be cute. An underwater tattoo parlor. I did have that art I did forever ago of the mermaid having the various sea creatures do her hair. So maybe I could do a redo of that where there's like a hair salon, a tattoo parlor, and it's all like the fishies and crabs doing all the work. Kind of like Flintstones where all the dinosaurs do all the work, but with sea creatures. It would be an octopus a punk octopus tattoo artist. And he's handling all the different ink bottles and like whatever. There could be a funny way to do that with the multiple arms. I could see a very serious looking punk octopus giving tattoos. Be cute. I did? Oh shoot. You're right. That was just unneeded growth. You're right. All right. And there's our band of yellow friends here. We have Fluttershy, SpongeBob, some random chicks from Majora's Mask, Celine, Slow Celine from Garten of Banban, Tunip from Octonauts, a Minion, a Woodstock, and a Pikachu. I think that's a pretty good array of yellow people, creatures, things. Alright, I think that's a good array. Now, I wanted to show, what did I do last week or the week before? Last week we did a Snoopy and a Woodstock in puffer coats. As well as, I can't remember the name of this Pokemon. I want to say it's like Vanillary or something, because the prompt was ice cream Pokemon. And then a Meowth. And then I think the week prior was when I did this Totoro one that I never finished. But started a Totoro. So that's the recap of what I've been up to lately. Alright. I want to get a random color. This is such a grayish tone of yellow, which you don't notice until you see how bright and colorful everything else is in the gallery. But when you're in it, when it's just isolated by itself, it doesn't look so bad. Like, it looks kind of calm and soothing. But taken out of it, it looks like green. Crazy. But it's yellow enough for our purposes. So I'm going to take this noise layer for the random color picking and do a new canvas. Paste it. There we go. And let's do liquify. I'm going to pick a different spot on the canvas than last time. Let me pick here. Oh, this is too close. This is like, it's yellow-green again. Do we want to do dark green like this? I guess it's different enough. Who's green? I'm trying to think of a leafy, spinachy green. You're going to go now? See ya. You can't see the full... Oh, shoot. That's all right. You know what? I'll put them all up on social media. I'm sorry about that. I forgot OBS cuts off a portion. Let's think. Who could I doodle for the last half hour that would fit this color? Maybe I'll do a second color and see if inspiration strikes. Let's just see. What is random chance going to feed us here? Green and blue. Okay. What is this inspiring? Who's leafy? Who's blue and green? Let's think. I could do a gummy worm that's blue and green. Huh. I'm drawing a blank. Let me think. Let me Google blue and green character. Google to the rescue. Bowser? Ooh, yeah. Okay. Oh, Mike Wazowski and Sully from Monsters, Inc. Okay. You know what? Yeah, why not? Sure. Some kind of turtle. That's what you thought immediately. Oh, turtle. Mm. Yeah, okay. Blue background, green turtle. Let's Google sea turtle. Oh, they're so cute. Sea turtles are so cute. All right, I like this pose. Let's do sea turtle. Green, blue, sea turtle. Take a chill pill from drawing cartoons from reference. Let's sample these colors. Put them on a new layer. It's like mossy green, but we'll do some magic to like Franklin the turtle. Now we're just gonna do a basic sea turtle because it'll be a chill way to round out the stream. Mike and Sully. We'll do a Mike and Sully next stream because I just feel like drawing something chill at the moment. I burned myself out drawing like 14 different characters there. All right. Let's do a sea turtle because they're cute. And we'll do this limited palette and see what we can do with it. I want to do very silly smile. Kind of chill eye. Just kind of looking at what I see here and trying to cutify it. I'm taking this photo I'm looking at and these little speckles. A sea turtle sounds good. sea turtles are so cute. How do I simplify this? Let me see. Cartoon sea turtle. How do people normally simplify the shapes of this thing? Aw, this one's so cute. He's got an eye like Stitch. I kind of like that, the all black. Okay. Rethinking. This one looks so smug. We don't need a smug sea turtle. We need a cute little baby. I like the Stitch eye where it's all black with the highlight. Then we'll put a little eyebrow or a eyelid on it, rather. Don't know how I feel about that either. The one I'm looking at's so cute, though. I just don't want to copy it. Just use my instincts. I'm overthinking. I know how to draw a cute turtle. I think I was onto something with the first pass. Let's go back. I was cooking, but I didn't finish cooking. I just left the ingredients on the counter. I was prepping. Here we go. I think this is onto something. It's not perfect, but let's fix the nostril placement. I was given a chopped basket of ingredients and had to figure it out. Okay, if I make the eye all black like that, it's almost like sideways the way the pupil looks in the picture. Aw, I kind of like that. Neck goes in here. His little flippy. It's right here. And we'll do some various spots and things that fit this flipper. Big chunky spots. I think I'm going to make these spots even bigger. Big chunky spots. Some lines on the shell like so. And really simplify it. Maybe even make this all kind of one shape up top. And then his big old belly. Like here. Another little flippy out back. There we go. And there would be another one in the back, but I don't think you'd be able to see it really well, so we're just going to leave that as is. I think this should be one big old shape here. And then, there we go. There's kind of like a curved line happening when I'm looking at it. It's like this. Kind of curves down. And back up. And then with the white separation between the tiles on the shell, I think it'll look cute. Like the grout on the shell tiles, the white grout. I think will make all the difference. All right, but we'll do like a light blue because we want to keep to the limited color palette as much as possible. I think that's cute. Look at this little fellow. Oh, I like him. I like him. I like his weird shaped shell too. I wasn't crazy about it at first, but I kind of like that it just does this. I like that. There's something to him. Though I will say his head should be a little flatter up top, like the eyes should be like overlapping the top of the head a little bit, maybe. It's where you can see the other one. No, I liked it the way before. That's fine. A couple more spots here on his head. Something like that. Okay. I think this can work with a limited color palette. Let's see what magic we can make happen. Okay, so we'll do a base color of each of these colors. We'll do an in-between color. We'll do a darker version of the base color. And that should be enough colors. 5 should be enough. We'll see. Base color, we'll do green. Even though sea turtles aren't really that color green, maybe we'll do one more color. Because they're so light. I need a shade that's light. These are all a little dark. I guess the blue is as light as it gets, huh? Maybe we'll do him blue. We'll work with what we've got, and then if we need another color, we'll add it, but I want to try to work with the confines of the very limited palette as much as possible. It might look a little funky, but that's okay. That's the joy of the limited color palette. We'll do this as like the shading color in here. Already that doesn't look too bad, considering there's only a few colors. It's not bad at all. The super dark green we'll use for the eyeball. The grayish we'll use here. The dark, excuse me, I keep hiccuping. The darker blue we'll use for the spots. Dark green we'll use for the darkest areas like this and the nostrils. The shell can be this shaded green and fade into the darker colors on the edges, perhaps. Like that. The outer edges can be... Oh, wait. Tricky. How do we distinguish? I guess the flipper can be this. And then I'll use green for the spots. That might tie it all in. Green. We can make it a... maybe this... the grassy green. And then darker on the darker flippers. That doesn't look too bad, I think. Or you know what? Let me think. I think how sea turtle spots work, it might be better to do a solid color and then draw in the space on the flippers. I'm trying to think. So if I take this color and I do like hexagons. Ooh, I think that works. They're not perfect hexagons. They're kind of uneven and spotty at the bottom, but I think that gives a better look. It's almost like they're kind of like pentagons over on the other one. And then smaller little spots in between, but we'll make them bigger and chunkier just for the sake of getting it done quicker. But I think that kind of works. There's always a different way to simplify stuff like this. Just gotta use your noggin a little bit. I think that works. It almost looks like water light reflecting on the flipper as well. That kind of works. Okay, this might be one I finish on my own time or off stream, but we're gonna see how much I get done in a half hour. I think I can knock this out. You know what? I can do this. I can. I've done stuff faster than this. Easy. It's always like a client job I'm putting off for weeks. That takes me like 30 minutes to do, and I'm like, why did I not just do this 2 weeks ago? Always. I'm capable of getting a lot done in about 20 minutes. And we'll use the lightest shade of blue as the highlight on the eye. Maybe a little bit of darker. Okay. This is something. He is the moment. Okay. Let's do some dry ink shapes in different colors. Let's do a nice orange just so I can see what I'm doing. Didn't want it like that. How about rounded like that? There we go. Get his whole body in there. Beautiful. Clean up these little spotty edges. Fabulous. And then a new layer. Let's do the shell. There we go. Okay, and then in between, let's do... I kind of like this warm color turtle too. I'm like, dang, maybe I should have done something totally opposite. Next time I get warm colors, I'll do a cool tone thing. Or vice versa, you know? Mix her up. And the shell kind of wraps around the fin as well. Just like that. Then I'll have to draw in a little bit more of the body. Whoops. There we go. Alright. Oh, this is erase this layer. There we go. Fix that up. Beauteous. I feel the countdown clock from 24 in my head when I'm like in a self-imposed time crunch. Ding, ding. It's like nobody's forcing me to stop streaming when I normally do. I could keep going, but I'm getting very hungry. Not gonna lie. My problem every week. Why do I do this to myself? And I would order takeout, but I just did literally yesterday. It's not financially responsible. What a mistake. I have to actually cook things tonight? Like, what a joke. Don't want to. Be a responsible adult. Not spend $40 on food I'll eat in about 45 minutes. There we go. And do these spots on the face here. I did too. I had toast, but like it wasn't enough. You know, I need to eat dinner before stream, but I always tell myself, I'm like, it'll be so nice to unwind and eat a big meal after stream. Like, I don't know why I'm the way I am about stuff like that. It's ridiculous. The toast was not cutting it. Actually, this should be one shape for the eyelid. And then I'll clipping mask it to make it the eye shape in the middle there. Do another little spot here just cause. Some nostrils. And I guess I could make this a clipping mask. No. No. Where would I do it? Right here, clipping mask. To make this shape on the top of the head. It kind of serves as like an eye mask a little bit as well. To accent the eye shape. Beautiful thing. The shell should have its own clipping mask. And we'll do very crude, simple, to the point lines. Like that. Beautiful. Okay. We'll do the same here. Just kind of loosely copying the flow of what I drew before. I've always been like that with like my freelance work is like, no, you haven't earned lunch until you finish XYZ thing. And I'll sit there hungry and mad when literally nothing in the world is stopping me from just eating first and then doing the tasks. But I like punish myself. I don't know why I do this. I don't recommend it. I'm like, no, you haven't earned the right to eat food yet. It's silly because I would get the work done faster if I had fuel in my body. It's completely not the right thing to do, but I'm just like this. The work would be better quality because I would have food in my body and fuel for my mind. It would get done faster. I wouldn't be tense. It's the same mentality of like, I hate when I like run errands with someone or like, oh, you want to go shopping, whatever. And then we eat first and then we have to shop. I'm like, no. You got to earn the eating. Like, that's the wrong order. Like, as soon as you eat, I just want to go home and nap. Like, I don't want to go walk around the shopping mall after I eat. You're crazy. I don't know. It's the same kind of feeling in my brain, I think. Makes me nuts. You eat as the reward for doing all the other stuff you didn't really want to do. Even if it's shopping and you wanted to do it, it's like, you know, you're done shopping, you sit down, have a nice meal. I don't know. It makes sense in my head that that's the order you do things in. Eating makes you tired, you agree? Yeah, exactly. You just want to go into a food coma after. Like, I'm not walking around after I eat. You nuts? Especially if it's something heavy, like burgers and fries or something. Like, I'm not walking around after that. Are you kidding? I know it's good for you to walk after you eat, like for your digestion and stuff, but like, nobody does that, please. There's like 5 healthy guys that track their protein intake that do that. Nobody else is doing that. I promise. Like the grand finale of shopping is eating, then going home. Exactly. You get it. See, I knew I'm not crazy. So to me, eating is like the grand finale of like, oh, You did all the things you were supposed to do today. You showed up for stream. You were productive. Now you get to go eat. You know what I mean? I should do better snacks, though. Because the toast just is not cutting it. Okay. Now I have all these colors in place. Hold on. I need to do something real quick. I need to flatten. Or I need to take this. And this is my little guide to what colors I need. There we go. And I will finish this before I get off. Look, I have plenty of time. I have plenty of time. Time to feast. Exactly. Time to feast. I am sad though, my vegan mac and cheese supply is all gone, so I don't have any like quick, easy things. It's like, oh, I gotta actually cook ingredients and chop things. That's why I end up doing baked potatoes more often than not. You just chuck that in the oven, it's good enough. Where was I at? Did I make everything high opacity? I think I did. Okay, let's work from the bottom to the top after we alpha lock everything to keep the colors in place. These colors are kind of funky though for a turtle, huh? Alpha lock, alpha lock. Okay, now the fun part. What layer is this again? It's this, okay. Plug and play all these colors. Do that as a nice shading. That looks so pretty, that blue fading into that green blue. I think that's really pretty. Is that the only thing that's on this layer? Yes, okay. Next, this color should be this. It's so nice when you already have the guide all done, huh? Makes it fast. Do this blue, and then also fade into that pretty blue-green. Ooh. I like that. He looks a little mossy, like an old turtle. I like that. Bring that blue a little bit further down so you get that nice contrast against the flipper there. Cute. This is the top of the head. This would be this green. Maybe fading into that darker green a bit. Yeah, that looks cute. He's a wise old mossy turtle. We'll do this color for the flippers. And we'll fade it into this color at the end here. Just to blend these two a bit better. I don't mind if this is separate looking, but there we go. Alpha lock. That would be, oh, it would be, actually this would be the color and then the flipper itself would fade into green. That's how I want to do that. That works better. There we go. It all came together a lot better than I thought it would, actually. And similarly, this should be green down here. Whoops. Stay within the lines. And then maybe fade in some of that blue-green at the top. What's that color? Where the light would hit it, just to lighten her up a little bit. Beautiful. Next layer, the shell, also dark green, and then fading to the lighter green up top. He's looking very moss covered now. These lines would be the light blue. I'm just gonna keep them kind of stark like that. I kind of like that. I might do the same here. Ooh, that's pretty. The light blue, that pops. We're gonna do the same down here. And that light blue fading into the darker blue is where it's at. These these spots would be green. The dark green for the nostrils, the mouth, and the eyeball. This eyelid color can be the in-between green-blue to make that pupil stand out a bit more. And then the pupil is light blue, and that is our lightest value. And then now for a background color behind this guy. I think we'll just pick from a variety of colors that we have in our palette and just see what happens. Maybe darken it, you know. Maybe do... Ooh, we'll do the initial 2 colors and then blend them together like... You know, we get the light blue up top where the sun would be hitting and whatnot. This green. And then smudge them all together and darken them. And maybe add a color filter to make it visible. Take that blue. Need more of that blue. I love this brush. It just makes the smudginess look so pretty. That already doesn't look too bad. It's kind of hard to see because it's like the same exact color. But let's just play with brightness. Ooh, just making it a little darker. Really dark. Or really light. No, it's got to be darker. He kind of fades into the darkness though. It's kind of murky water, but I don't hate that. Or it could just be solid. No. This is tough. You know what I'll do is like maybe this, and then the ends of these flippers at the end, I'll lighten up with a bit of the blue-green just to make them a little more visible in the deep water. And I think that kind of works. Let me put a filter over the whole thing and see if we can blend it all together, you know? With a baby blue. Let's just play with these blending modes and see what happens. Ooh, the overlay. Just a tint. He's in such deep, murky waters. Do a couple bubbles on a new layer as well. Just to add a little something. He's in the dark part of the ocean. Maybe smudge more of the blue in. So it's not as green. So you can get that. It can be a little murky and green at the bottom. I don't mind that, but that's better. Alright, I can get into that. So here we have our limited color palette turtle, and of course I'm going to put a nice layer of noise on top because it makes everything look a little bit better. Whoops, wrong layer. I need a new noise like that. Overlay, turn it down till it's just grainy enough. And there's our beautiful little boy swimming in the deep. He's kind of low contrast, but I don't mind it. I'm kind of into it. I'm kind of about it. There is our deep sea dwelling sea turtle. And as a recap real quick for anybody still watching, the greenish yellow color we were given by the random color picker and a whole sheet full of yellow assorted creatures. I will upload both of these to Instagram as soon as I get off here before I go make something to eat. And then I'm going to go eat. So cute. Thank you. Let me put the turtle back on the screen real quick here. There's our deep sea friend. All right, well, thanks everyone for tuning in, and I'll see you all not next week because I'll be hanging out with my friend, but the week after that for some more random color experiments. We're gonna see what sticks. So I'll see you all in a couple weeks' time. Peace out.